Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Danny Chess and welcome back to One Year 365. Today will be about talking about heroes and stuff like that. Because apparently today, as in the time in the US, I think, today is apparently a Veterans Day, which is in November 11, right? Although like when I recorded this, I mean, when this video is live in my country, it's already been November 12th, but I guess it's still kind of the same, right? Like, not like the same, but more like it's still in recent times, right? Also, I kind of want to talk about this as well because apparently in my country, on November 10th, we celebrate kinda or not really celebrate, but more like like as memory, right? Like, um, yeah, just to remember, right? Basically, it's about Heroes Day. Yeah, like National Heroes Day, basically. This is not like superheroes and stuff like that. This is actual human heroes, as in people who actually fought for our country, basically. Like, our country has lots of regions, right? Like, you can say it like, if in the U.S. then there is so many states, right? In the USA, basically. Here in my country, there's also lots of states as well, kinda, but it's not really states, right? It's like province, but it's still a big, right? It's big part like region, and it's like in its part of those states or regions. Um, back in the day, right? There were lots of people or that we consider them as hero now, right? But lots of people that actually fought for or struggled for the country, right? From the slavery, from um like from any sorts of violence, from during the time of colonialism, right? Which happened, since at least 300 years ago, until like about 50 years ago. Not 50, but more like, what is it? 55 plus 20? Yeah, about almost 77 years ago, right? And it ended, right? But during those periods of time, those were lots of years, right? Like, imagine 300s of years. Consistently every day getting enslaved. That just basically, made, like one way or the other, you will basically have these people that resists, right? That try to fight, right? That try to, uh, that feel like they or we as a people should not have been treated like that, right? Like getting enslaved and stuff like that. Therefore, this kind of person becomes like a rebel during that time, but it's in a good rebel, right? It's bad for the colonials, but it is great for the people that they are fighting for, right? To achieve their rights, independency, and stuff like that, right? um, so yeah, and then because of this one person, and then there goes a lot of them, right? Like, because everyone basically thought like, like, if they didn't do anything, then they would not get out of that condition, right? Therefore they also had to act, and therefore we tried, right? And yeah, like in 1945 we declared our Independence Day, basically. Basically like that. And then yeah, like every hero that are known to contribute into some kind of stuff, in what is it called, in like fighting for the country, right? They all be considered as hero. And every 10th of November, which was, in my time it was already 2 days ago, but for you guys that lived like in the western part of the world, then it would be like a little bit yesterday, right? But so yeah. um and I guess we can also talk about this as well, right? I guess. Basically, I think what happened here is that actually let's read this then. Veterans Day, originally known as Armistice Day, is a federal holiday in the U.S. observed annually on November 11 for honoring military veterans of the U.S. Armed Forces. Okay, so USAF, Armed Forces. Okay. That's actually my first time hearing the extension there, armed forces. I guess, yeah, I mean, like, there are many categories, right? I think the one that is for army, and then, um, what is it again? Like for Navy as well, and then there is Air Force. Yeah, but I don't know what to call those specific categories, right? So yeah, I guess armed forces means like all the combinations of that, like every single one of them, right? Despite of any categories, I guess, because here in my country there is also a term, or like a name for all of the military, like military people basically, right? um, and there is like like military for the sea, for the land, and for aerial as well. So yeah, like, I guess it's kind of the same as this, who were discharged under conditions other than dishonorable. Yeah, of course, right? Like, I think they were discharged after they did duty, right? By duty I mean there is a lot of like missions or something like that, right? Um, I'm not sure what it is in the US, but in my country, like, let's say there's some military that had to be placed in the urban area, in the part of my country, like, let's say in the state or regions of my country that is very far away, and then the people there were kind of, there's a lot of there's a lot of tension going on in those areas, right? Like, some people kind of wanted to separate for the nation, but also some people wanted to stay. And then there's also like civil war as well, basically, you can say like that. And therefore, the military has to come into place here, right? To make like, to make everyone safe, right? Feel safe basically. And then to keep everyone intact in the country as well. So it was actually, I would say, quite dangerous, because there are lots of news that people got shoot, right? Like, there is mass shooting as well. Like, I think there's also shooting in the hospital as well. Like, yeah, like you probably already heard there is mass shooting in school, right, in the US. But I think it's also kind of the same here as well. um like, it's not as big, right? I don't think. Well, I mean, not how big or small it is, but more like how exposed it is, right? It was like, I believe there is like hospital as well. Like, the doctors and the nurse, right? Basically, the one that supposed to, not get interrupted, right? Because they're basically like, what is it like? I guess they should not be the target of any kind of war, right? But you know, those kind of people actually did bad things to them, and then therefore, like, the military has to eventually come in there, right, to make everything in order, right? So yeah, there's that. I guess it's crazy, a little bit crazy there. I'm not sure the condition right now, but those were like, I believe, earlier this year, and what is it, last year as well, I think. Because it's kind of recent as well, honestly. But yeah, I guess here in the US, it's kind of the same then. People who actually do mission, right? Like in my country, people got placed into mission, or, like duty somewhere else, right? But after they finished, they probably got like discharged, right? Like, so that new people can do the stuff, or maybe there's also an option where if they wanted to stay or not, right? But yeah, that is like that, I think. And then people who like already finished or completed the mission, then if they choose to finish it there, then they get discharged with honor, right? So yeah, I think therefore those discharge of military that already had their what is it called again, like their service, right? Yeah, like thank you for your service, basically, right? Which is this one Veterans Day. I think that's what happened here in the US, right? Although in my country there's nothing like that. There's not really any memorial day to to remember the military that had discharged. But there are like other things as well. I think there's like um, the what is it called, the army anniversary, and then there's the cops anniversary as well. There is like special military like anniversary as well, in which I think like yeah, like basically it was like the day they were created, I believe. So like it becomes annual, right? um, and then, like I said as well, there's Heroes Day as well, which happened yesterday. So there's that, I guess. Including Armistice Day and Remembrance Day, which are celebrated in other countries that mark the anniversary of the end of World War One. Oh, I actually don't know. Oh, this one. Oh, major hostilities of World War One were formally ended at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month of 1918, when the armistice with Germany went into effect. Um, at the urging of major U.S. veteran organizations, Armistice Day was renamed Veterans Day in 1954. Okay, so I was about to say that I don't really know about World War One, like how like what triggers it. I mean, we already been taught in school, but I kind of didn't care at the time. Also, I didn't know anything about that as well. Not really didn't know anything, but more like didn't understand any of that, right? So like I didn't know when it started, who started it, why it started, like how it was going, and then when it ended, right? Basically, so I was kind of about to say that I didn't know when World War One ended, but then this already been said, right? Which is at the 11th hour, 11th day of 11th month, right? So it's basically November 11th at 11 a.m. I think, like in the morning, I guess, because um, 11th hour, right? Not 23rd hour. So yeah, I guess 11th in the morning, which is about 1918. So yeah, during 1918, my country is still colonialized. Um, and yeah, it's still part of the 350 years of that, and then followed by 3.5 years by Japanese. um, and then something happened in Japan, right, which was the Hiroshima and Nagasaki, um, I guess. And then because of that, Japanese kind of got in, um, I would say, like, got in, like they kind of think carefully about that, right? And we used that moment, I think. um, yeah, like we kind of used that moment for ourselves to declare our independence, right? Because I think it was at the lowest point, at the weakest point of Japanese during that time. um, and Japanese during that time also occupied our country, right? So yeah, like I think their forces got pulled, like substantial amount. And yeah, basically it was quite interesting as well, because I remember this according to my history teacher. So she said that one day, there were not many, but more like one day somehow Japanese pulled back their troops from our country, and then there is no, like there is no. basically there is no uh, like news about whether or not they will come back, or like yeah, like they will continue to occupy the country or something like that. Like there's no like there is no anything, right? And they suddenly just went away, and then we use this occasion, I guess, for our like declaring Independence Day, right? I guess kind of thankful for that as well, although that was very bad, right? Like how many people actually died, right, during those bombs, I guess. But like a part of all the bad things that happen, there is still a good thing, right? Because then our country can then could then declare our Independence Day, right? Because like because there is no more pressure at the time. Like there is no yeah, like the Dutch already went away, and then the Japanese somehow retreated and didn't show that they would come back. Although I think also my history teacher said this as well. Like during the D-Day of the Independence Day, like a few hours later, there's actually like some kind of high rank from Japanese, and then they showed up, right? And then they showed up that and saw people kind of like like after you do stuff, right? You clean the stuff, right? By that I mean after we declared our independence, like with any equipment that we can have, like any, basically like sound system, right? Microphone, like radio tower as well, and stuff like that. And, like once we're done with trying to clean the place, right? Basically, like, yeah, like put the tables back, put the sound system back, and stuff like that. And then, sweeping the hall and stuff like that. And, like this person, I think, and a few other high rank people from Japan. They kind of surprised. That's what my teacher said. They kind of surprised about what's going on, and then like because we it already happened, right? At the time, we already declared our independence. So yeah, they kind of I guess if I have to guess, right, I think they're kind of confused, as well as kind of upset as well, or mad, and then they probably would have done something, right? Like like maybe oppose our people, right? But they didn't. They just saw, and then oh, okay, and then just what is it called again? Like just look around, and then they went away, I guess. Basically, I guess like they went away, like literally, right? They left the place, and I guess because of that, I guess then since then we declared our Independence Day, right? Yeah, like at that point, according to my teacher as well, um there is no sign, like like imagine there is someone in your house, right? And they just left without saying anything, right? And then they also didn't say if they will come again in the future or not, right? So it was kind of quite confusing, right? So you have to take your own decision, right? And I think at the time it was basically, I would say it was like the most important moment, because like it was like at a short moment. um we didn't have a lot of pressure, right, to declare our independence. Therefore, we took our chance, and it happened, and so, and just like that, I guess. um, so yeah, I guess if I'm not sure how, right, or why. And then my teacher said also, she was not sure as well as to why they did that, right? But if I have to take a guess based on what's currently going on, I think it has something to do with Hiroshima and Nagasaki as well, right? It was on August 6th and August 9th, right? And our Independence Day happened at 17th of August. So that's basically like 10 days after, right? After, like almost 2 weeks basically, right? So I think what happened there is that because of that, then Japanese basically got into their weakest point, right? And then they, basically they pull back all their troops, I guess, from my country as well. And then yeah, like basically just left all the place they occupied, right? Because like again, um think about it this way: if you expand a lot of areas, what you most prioritize will be your main base, right? You can have lots of base in other place, like far away, but if your own main base is under attack or is in dangerous situation, then the smartest thing you would do is probably to just give up on the farthest away area, right? And then pull back all your troops, I guess, or army to reinforce your main base, right? I think that's what happened here in Japan. Again, considering and guessing based on what's going on over there, right? Like they literally just got bombed twice, right? And my history teacher also said that um, the first time the bomb landed, there was like, oh, it was just one time, right? Surely they did not, have another one, right? And then, the next one happened, right? Which was 3 days later. And then, according to my history teacher, she basically uh, kind of, like what the Japanese thought, right? Because there is the second, right? Like there surely there would be the third one, the fourth one, the fifth one, and so on, right? So yeah, because they're not sure how many more bombs that the U.S. had during that time. Therefore, again, like like because of that, I guess they got terrified, right? And then they pulled back their troops as well, I think. But yeah, uh, that's it, I guess. Yeah, like, and then all the people that contributed in any sorts of way, right? Before our Independence Day, I guess. Like they were like honorable in the Heroes Day, right? Which happened in the 10th of November, like I said, which was yesterday, right? So like in the US, it's probably today, November 11, and it's for the military that discharged, right? The armed forces, right? Who were discharged under conditions other than dishonorable, right? Let's say that they finished or completed their mission, and then that, um, like maybe some of them sacrificed and fell, right, in the in the war zone or stuff like that. And then yeah, like it's basically as a thank you, is as a thank you for the service, basically, right? So yeah, there's that, I guess. Although nowadays anyway, in my country, people that we call hero is not always people who actually fought for the country before Independence Day. Like, like because this is like basically like 77 days after, right? So basically what happened is that there will be more heroes, right? But the types of the heroes are different from the heroes that actually fought for the country. Right? They're still heroes at the end of the day, but they did something differently, right? I think teachers are considered heroes as well, because teachers, like, yeah, there's actually a song as well, like national song, or anthem, I guess, that is specified for the teachers. I like, yeah, like, yeah, any kind of teachers, basically, like elementary teachers, high school teachers, like middle school teachers, all sorts of teachers, right? Like those people that made the student become smarter, right? They taught lessons for the kids, I guess, and then that they grew up into something else, right? Um, so yeah, teachers are considered as heroes, and then there's also many other people as well that considered as heroes. Like, you know, not because of they are part of military, but more like yeah, like regular people as well, right? Basically, like anyone can be hero, basically. Yeah, and like that, I guess. Okay, so yeah, I think that'll be it for today's discussion about Veterans Day. I guess we kind of only talk about the first paragraph. I believe there is a lot of, yeah, like this one, the history, right? Like all the history, I guess. But yeah, it's more like I guess we only know the first paragraph about what the Veterans Day described for the people in the US, right? I believe there is also a Veterans Day in the Europe as well, in Asian, African, all sorts of continents. Basically, I believe there's one way or another a day to remember their heroes, right? Either heroes, military heroes, or just regular citizen hero, right? But yeah, also we talk about in my country as well. But yeah, I think that'll be it for today's discussion. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys get something out of it. Yeah, happy Veterans Day, I guess. Happy Heroes Day as well, I guess. Oh, can we actually say Happy Veterans Day? I'm not gonna say that because I don't know if that's happy or not, right? But yeah, like I guess we can celebrate veteran or celebrate as well. I actually don't know, right? If this is for happy or celebrate or memorial or something like that, I'm not entirely sure, right? But yeah, have a great Veterans Day, I guess, and Heroes Day or whatever days that um, supports your local heroes, right? But yeah, until then, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you again tomorrow with another discussion. Stay safe, stay healthy. I will see you again very soon, and see ya.